Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How the devil are we? It is I believe, the 12th of January 2015, and we've got stuff to tell you all about this evening. But I'd just like to mention that in the pre-show, it was all about the laxatives. Please welcome Mr. Poopy himself, Mr. Malik. Davey, how are you doing today?
I'm gonna have to go. See ya.
Roll VT!
Should I get the magic sponge? That's a keeper. Try that again. Oh man. Number two. And that's a wrap.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Drips and Tips on this lovely 12th of January, which, to be fair, looking outside of the man cave window, is bloody horrible. Tonight, we are going to be talking about expos and fests and things that are all coming up in the year. And, of course, we're going to talk about Ash in the second part, and, we'll let the third part roll out as it is. But we're not going to tell you until we get there. Right, Davey Malik.
Oh, I'll tell you what, those tablets work well. Blimey,
I was going to say, that is the quickest poop ever.
that's the beauty of having this cave, because I can just literally run down there, get it up, run back again.
So you opened your garage door and pooped out onto the street?
Yeah.
I knew there's a reason I liked you. Right, let's talk about Vape Jam. There's one in Harrogate shortly after that. I'm going to dare to look in our personal chat now. I believe we were getting told off at one point for a quick intro. Sorry about that. It's M Pills Cat.
It was kind of we didn't have an intro, so it was just right. Let's do it.
roll it. Okay, so we've got coming up. Right, first one is Vape Jam UK, and that's on Friday the 8th, Saturday 9th of May. Up in Londinium. I believe it's at the Olympia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. And there's all sorts of VIP lounges, admissions, and business, and oh my god, there's sponsors. Premier, Platinum, Gold, and Bronze. Nice. But anyway,
well, I think there's quite a few of us from VTTV who can try and get there, aren't there?
I want to go.
Yeah, I want to go. It's just the hotel prices are quite steep, so I'm hoping to save my cousin. Yeah, but I think that's going to be very good. Well, I don't know. Part of me thinks it's going to be really good, and part of me is thinking I'm not too sure about this.
See, I want to hate it. I really want to hate it because when I came into vaping, probably the same for you, Davey, and a lot of other people here as well. Pretty much all we had was Vape Fest. You know, that high point of the summer that I was like, what? There's a festival?
That's when we first met, wasn't it?
What? Vape Fest?
2013 Vape Fest, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we first met physically anyway. Then I was like, oh, Davey! And you were like, all right, mate, I'm going to wander off. I'll come join you for a pint later. You never came back.
Yeah.
I stood there all day, Davey.
I just ended up sitting in the bar and people coming up to me and saying, oh, do you want a pint? Oh, do you want a rock stogie? Oh, do you want this? Do you want that? Oh, all right. Just sit here and get this.
Timothy. I waited for you.
I still somehow ended up spending a lot of money at that thing. Though.
Yeah, but that's Vape Fest, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I suppose you call it the original, right? Now, 2 years on, well into 2015, we've got the electronic e-cig, the Electronic Cigarette Exhibition 2015, 27th and 28th of June in Harrogate. There is another one in China coming up as well. I believe, though, that's more business than anything else. I did have a link for that somewhere. Sab, have you got the link for that, please, if you've got a second? So, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on these? Are you looking forward to these? Are you thinking similar lines to me? Do you want to hate them? Like I said, we here at Vape Giles Towers, we're open and all get along. I'm ignoring that, all except for that bit. Right, we are being redirected to Expoen. CECMOL Export in Shenzhen, of all places.
I personally think all these expos going on are really good. You know, it's getting the industry out there a bit more, it's getting the vendors out there a bit more, getting people to know what we're doing.
See, now the reason I want to hate him is because, you know, Vape Fest was, to me, the first and, you know, therefore automatically the best. I mean, people are going to disagree with that. But this first Chinese International Vapor Expo, in a word, as an alternative to tobacco, there are a huge potential market and bright future for e-cig in China. Well, what about the rest of all China? Thank you very much. I will admit, I am actually a little bit excited about Vape Jam. It'll be good to, well, get together with all you lot for a start.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing as well. I mean, us as a VTTV team and, you know, everyone that's in chat, if they can get down there, it'd be great to meet a lot of people. Because I think I've met you, Kitson, and Marco. And that's it. So I want to meet the rest of the team.
I've met you, Kitson, Marco. I haven't met Big Dave, as I'm going to call him from now on. Big Bad Dave. And Sav and Kat, but I've talked to Sav and Daz the most. I'm going to go up and visit Daz anyway. I'm going to go kick him in the shins at his shop, so he's got no choice in that. I've been threatening that for months, actually. But no, I don't know. I've got a mixed sort of feeling about this. Yes, you did forget about that, Daz. I want to hate it, but I'm probably going to end up loving it, I think. I mean, I hate London anyway. I've never been a fan of London.
Same here, yeah.
You know, the big smoke and all that, the city. But what I will say about the Vape Jam website is it seems a little bit sketchy, actually. What about the Chinese ones before Vape Jam? Yeah. 9th of April to the 11th, 2015. Hall 6 in the Exhibition Centre in Shenzhen. So come on, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, Yoda's just said it's good in one way, getting exposure for e-cigs and vaping, but on the other hand, I think it's just a lot of people trying to get on the Vape Fest bandwagon. Interesting one, possibly, but at the same time, I agree with the first part, with getting the word out about e-cigs more. But do we need another kind of Vape Fest thing? That's the question, especially one that charges so much money to actually get in.
Yes, there's a bloody good point. Now, what's the day ticket price on Vape Jam? It's 17 quid or something, isn't it, for a day ticket?
I think it was something like that, yeah. But doesn't it go up to about 75 for a VIP ticket?
You better not be paying £75. I expect full access to all areas and a free bottle of champers.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we won't go down that route. Let's skip that.
No, move it. I want to block that off again because it's just distracting me again, isn't it? Yeah, I think the price thing, considering, I mean, I've always run Fury Fest free. Never run a charge for it, not even if we're giving away prizes. Normally that comes out of my own pocket if the venue hasn't contributed themselves. Vape Fest has been free. I know, as far as I know it. Well, hell, you can even camp for free, can't you?
Yeah.
But of course, if you want to do like we're looking at with Vape Jam specifically, we're trying to find hotels that we can all afford.
Yeah.
You know, travel as well. I've been talking to Marco about jumping in his car, which I can imagine. I've got this funny feeling he's going to have like a Mini or something for some reason. Like an original Mini. But anyway, I digress.
The thing is, though, I mean, going back to the whole promoting e-cigs and having all these expos and stuff, would it still be better to have these mini-meets? Like you want to do with your Fury Fest, and we're going up and down the country, and
You said
shut up,
Oh dear.
and they bring it back, bring it back.
I'm back in the room. I'm back in the room.
Right? Don't you think it would be better to have these kind of mini-meets all over the place, where different people get together, and like you're doing with Fury Fest, going up the country, visiting different places, getting the word out there that way, rather than have one big one in London that costs a hell of a lot of money and people have to go all the way down there.
Yeah, but then look at Vape Fest. A lot of people have travelled. I mean, look at Reggie last year from Marway 4. He travelled all the way from Slovenia just to come to Vape Fest. And I know for a fact that cost him a hell of a lot of money.
That would have cost a lot of money, but I mean, for people who live here, you could have gone to Vape Fest and camped out for free. So, you know, or you go down to London and you have to spend £300 on a hotel room.
Mm. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it, really? It's... I don't know. I want to hate it still. I think I'm definitely back in that camp. I want to hate it because of the... I'm going to use that word, commercial aspect of it all. I mean, I understand them charging the vendors. They're going to be there, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hell, even Vape Fest does that, I think. Really? No, for God's sake. Ignore it, Davey. Ignore it. I swear they do it on purpose. But,
They didn't do it on purpose, man. I've just hooked on reading it now.
We've got an Oscar from South. But the... Hang on, I need to bring that back open now, the blinking shut. The cost to go is offset by the exposure that being at Olympia gives you. Now, let's face it, the Olympia is a bloody big venue.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
I've never personally been, but if it's anywhere near the eye, I've been in the area. Hey, David, we should go and make a vaping video in the London Eye if we get there.
That would be cool.
We should be mischievous little schoolboys.
Isaac's Vape Jam, he has spent a hell of a lot of money on getting
quite a lot of investment in it. So.
Yeah, so obviously he's got to cover his costs, and I completely understand that. But for the average vapor, to have to spend between 17 and 75 quid to get in does seem a little excessive.
Be interesting to see who is going to pay that money, though. So, like, say any of our regulars do in the chat. If we go out there, say, Davey, what we should do is sit in one specific area and see who we can identify. Take my camera, sit in one area, like for the best part of, say, the Saturday afternoon, say from, say, 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock, and just film.
That'd be
See
good.
if we can spot, you know, who has made the effort. Now let's have a look at the Harrogate one. Now this one, I don't know, it seems a little slick.
I haven't actually seen anything on this one yet because I've been at all
but
day,
I was only made aware of it today. It's on the 28th of June at the Yorkshire Event Centre in Harrogate, North Yorkshire. Day one is dedicated to general public who will be keen to meet their favourite retailer, learn more about the industry or products, or to source new vaping products, which is of course the main reason why Joe Public goes to these events, because you know we want to mingle and meet people and buy new shinies. Day two is dedicated to trade only. Now this would be interesting if we managed to make it up there as a team. Be attended by industry professionals from the UK and overseas looking to gain business contacts, source products and gain knowledge from the UK e-cigarette industry. Now this one's free to attend, and they're making a rather bold claim. The ECE will be the largest free to attend indoor e-cigarette exhibition, set over 1,900 square metres of floor space. Damn, that's big. The ECE will attract thousands of visitors from the UK and overseas, offering visitors the chance to source products from a wide range of exhibitors, offering e-liquids, hardware and many guest vaping products. I think I'm more interested in this one.
I think I am actually, yeah.
No, obviously the main reason for that is because it's free to get in.
It also would be easier for the team, speaking from a VTTV point of view, it's kind of in the middle of us all, isn't it? Except for Gary and Matt and VB. Okay, so it's not in the middle of us all, but it would be a lot easier to get to, and like you said, it's free.
Well, I suppose it's sort of slightly equidistant from yourself, because one's south, one's north.
Yeah.
Being Midlands, Davey, which you are as well. There's another comment here in our chat. If Wakefest Island is anything to go, well, it'll be very well attended. I can see, just literally on cost and price alone, ECE being a touch more popular.
Yeah,
and the website does look a hell of a lot more slick. I've got to be honest there. Davey, go and have, you got to have, we'll run the ads in a few minutes. But you got to go and have a quick look at this website. It's so much better. There's an address right there on the front. You've got sat nav, directions, the postcode, which is HG2AZ, if anybody wants to know, or enter Railway Road, Harrogate, by bus. Number 36, I presume that's from a train station. Every 20 minutes to and from Leeds. By train, Northern Rail trains run from Leeds, Knaresborough, and York. Trains run every half hour. And there's taxis and even air links on it. Opening hours will be for the general public 9 to 6, and the same for the trade only one. Phone numbers, calling from abroad, email, contacts, everything. All just on that.
You're missing the most important part there, though, Andy. Will there be a bar?
Of course there'll be a bar. It's Yorkshire.
There. That's all right then.
There'll be more beer than you can shake a bloody great big Zimmy frame at. Let's have a look at the public registration on that one, actually. Ooh, very slick. Very, very slick. Well, basically enter all your details and they'll get back to you, I suppose. Media pack, let's have a look at that. Ooh, very slick. PDF. It's on a drop thing. Yorkshire Event Centre, Harrogate. I gotta say, this is a much better looking website than the Vape Jam one. Wouldn't it be funny though, with the amount of slickness put into the ECE website, if the Vape Jam one turns out to be the better event?
That'll be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting throughout the whole year because I think we're going to see more of these kind of things popping up. You know, people just suddenly saying, right, we're going to do this here, we're going to do that there. Because I think we discussed it before, that with the rise of the popularity of e-cigs and how many more people are coming to understand what they are and the different devices, more and more people are getting involved and they're going to start organising more and more of these events.
Well, I mean, look at the birth of Fury Fest. That started off as a party at my house. Now look at it. Well, I've already got the subtitle for Fury Fest 5. The journey begins.
I'm coming to that, man. I tell you. I'm coming to each of the Fury Fest until we end up at the knees, mate.
Probably going to be about 6 this year, I think. Do one every other month. Terminating, obviously, at the knees, mate. But the next one's actually going to be fairly close to you. It's going to be at Wednesbury, at Red Hot Vaping at some point. Or they're moving, as they told me today. Of course, York Vape Fest. That was cancelled, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a shame. Because a lot of people, I think Matt was going to go to that, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Well, a few people were going to go to it anyway. I expect quite a few. A hell of a lot of people wanted to go to it, especially at that end of the country. I believe Russ wanted to go. But it is interesting that this year, all of a sudden, we've got this explosion of, I won't say meets, but big events, like festivals, almost.
Yeah, but it also coincides with the rise of more and more actual bricks and mortar stores, doesn't it?
Well, God, yeah. I mean, there's, what, 6, 7 in Worcester now? The new one's just opened up. It's a tiny little thing.
Well, I've got 3 by me now, and it's, I know we're not going to the garden centre one. It's only about a mile away, and I accidentally got an ice stick when I went in there. And I had so much kit, and they knew what they were talking about, and I stood there and I said, you know, chatting to them, and they knew what they were going on about, and I thought, this is what we need. As e-cig users, and people new to using an e-cig, to walk into a shop I know that those people behind the counter know what they're talking about.
You know what we should work on for next year, Davey?
Getting our own shop.
Well, that's on the card.
Taking on Daz.
Yeah, taking on Daz in the international world domination. Daz is vapes and Mina Foofy's Shaco stuff.
Oh, that could go anywhere, man.
And Midlands Expo. See if we can pull one off. And the Expo.
Steady on.
Yeah, we're gonna have and stick to what you know, Mina garden tools.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let's put a pin in that because I mean it's fairly exciting, all these new things, but it's yes, he does. Let's take the ads, and we'll come back with a little chat about Ash. Ads, please.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vapetrails.tv.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Vapers, do you love discovering new e-liquids? Tell Dripper the types of flavours you like and they'll send you 5 gourmet juices each month. Experience new and exclusive flavours, all with a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe. Dripper.co.uk.
Great, we're back in the room. What are you saying about our new Liberty flights ads, folks? Isn't it good? Well, I like that one. Look, it got me so excited, made me hair frizzy. And you can shut up and all.
God.
Talking about your topiary and the chest. Right,
Yeah,
Ash.
let's not go there, man. Let's not go there. Right, before we get to Ash, Andy, I want to just touch on something.
Yes, darling. Don't,
Right.
You're not doing that again.
No, but no, I was just thinking, right? I mean, I managed to get, like I said, I accidentally bought the iStick, and you look at it, how small that thing is. Oh, Jesus. And what a punch it packs into that. And then I was having a clear out because my wife said I've got too much stuff. And I found this old bad boy, the Pravari.
Oh, you posh lava tube using...
Yeah, no, but the thing is, look at the difference in it and how far we've come.
Oh, absolutely.
People don't buy these anymore. Well, some people do, but not as many people who buy these.
Yeah, I get complaints all the time at work, Davey. On that note, when they go, "Oh, what's that then?" and I'm like this, I say, well, it's the Sigelli 100 Plus with a Doge, and they're like, "Oh, that's too big. Oh, that's too big. I want small." And you got some big FD bloke. In fact, actually, I had a priest in this afternoon, of all people. There's me going, I was polite. Okay. I think my boss was sat right next to me. And he was like, that's far too big. I'd like something else, my son. Anyway, let's leave that on there before I get into trouble. But yeah, no, the ice stick, before that, punch, I'm getting one next at the end of the week. Getting one. Right, Ash.
Yes,
Now,
Ash.
I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. Electronic cigarettes, there we go. I can keep that. I can get rid of that one and that one. Right, tobacco impacts, clearing the air on smoking and health. I don't like the title straight off the bat, because clearing the air on smoking and health, that's fun. It's a pun, play on words. And it goes on about electronic cigarettes consultation, our views, by Bob Smith, e-cig, smoke-free, stop smoking, tobacco industry, and young people. Okay, we'll get to young people bit in a minute, because you spotted that, didn't you, Dave? David, do you want to take it?
Well, I'll go from the start of this bit. We've got here that Ash Scotland doesn't take a simplistic view either for or against electronic cigarettes. Our interest is in helping people improve their health, and so we welcome harm reduction as a principle. We believe that vaping will prove to be less harmful than smoking, but not harmless, as some supporters suggest. Right, should we start with that one?
I think we should.
It's something we discussed, wasn't it, pre-show?
Prior to the show, yeah, definitely. Now, of course, everything, in a sense, no matter what you do, there's a harm aspect. I mean, Dave Dawn put it rather succinctly, actually, in a way I can relate to. Crossing the road ordinarily is a harmless act. But there is a point where it becomes a harmful act. I know, I've experienced it twice. That's why I walk with a limp. Okay, because when I was 9, I fractured my hip. Now, common sense would dictate that you look both ways when crossing the road, yes? Well,
yeah, that's what you thought from an early age, isn't it?
Yeah, as a 9-year-old on this particular day, I didn't have a lot of common sense because I was having a right paddy about something, and I didn't look both ways, and I was hit by a force. Left an interestingly shaped bruise on my buttock. So that's where crossing the road became an unsafe act. Ordinarily, when I cross the road, I'm harmed. I'm not harmed. I just walk across the road. And there I am across. E6. I believe the coin of phrase was orders of magnitude safer than smoke.
Yeah.
Now, of course, nicotine on its own is harmless. I believe it's even part of our brain chemistry, actually, somewhere I read. My phone just went off. I do apologise for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Andy.
It was Sav, alright? It was Sav in the Skype, and I forgot that the phone was connected to Skype. Shh, anyway, back to topic. Harmless. So let me just find that part again. No simplistic view for and against. Well, I don't know. This seems pretty anti-e-cig from a lot of it, but then it changes its mind. It chops and changes, actually. As you
But the thing is, though, I mean, just going back a bit there.
Right.
You look at it. You're going back to the harmless, and nothing is harmless.
Mm.
Yeah, we know that. But what we know, as e-cig users ourselves, and you and I have been using them. I've been 2.5 years now, and you've been 2 years.
2 years, 1 week, and 2 days.
Yeah, so we know that in the short term, we have benefited from using them. Yes, we don't know the long-term effects. Of course we don't, because this is what all the studies are at the moment. This is what Dr. Farsalinos is looking at as well, and he has said it himself. We don't know the long-term effects.
Yes,
but in the short term, the benefits we've all found is incredible.
Yeah, but look at the technology, Davey. The technology has taken up that mantle to prevent long-term health implications with things like temperature control.
Yeah.
Stops a lot of the nasties being produced. Am I not right?
Yeah, absolutely right there, yeah.
So, you know, that's the industry sort of doing what it's always done. And
it's evolving, but it's evolving without interference. And, you know, that's a whole different subject.
Right, so they then go on to say, we must take advantage of the wins that e-cigarettes can provide for smokers. Anything that helps people to cut down and quit tobacco use is good news.
Yes, but now here's a thing I wanted to mention that has actually just popped in my head. We're being told by the Advertising Standards Agency you can't mention about using e-cigs to quit, yeah?
Yep.
And yet Ash, Scotland, has just mentioned there about using e-cigs to quit. So, is that not double standards?
Well, apart from the fact that they're not either for or against, but we're suggesting that they could actually be harmful. But they help people quit, so they're okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's got a... No. Now, and another interesting one, which you spotted, my favourite as well, after a little bit of snippet of information that Mr. Dawn gave us. Controls on marketing and promotion are also important. We understand that. That's why the ASA have put legislation in place for that sort of thing. I mean, let's look at the Kick advert. I thought that was pretty responsible advertising myself.
I did as well, actually. Yeah.
Glamorous, cool and sexy is how teenagers described advertising posters for e-cigarettes during a recent discussion on children and smoking held by the All-Party Parliamentary Group of Primary Care and Public Health at Westminster. These schools are reputed to have very strong anti-smoking sentiments.
Yeah, so why wasn't there a study done of a mix of schools?
This is my point exactly. Now, if you look at smoking prevalence, I believe there was a study done once that heavy smoking, especially teenage and young children smoking, is more in impoverished areas. Much like the area I live in, it's not one of the best parts of Worcester. Certainly not the worst by any stretch of the term, but it's less than salubrious. And I do see kids as young as, 10 with a tab.
No, but you get that everywhere. I mean, I get it here. You've been around here. It's a fairly nice area.
It's a lovely area, actually.
And you see kids walking down the street and they ask you to go, oh, could you pop in the shop and buy me some fags?
Yeah, true.
No, I'm not going to do that. But you get it everywhere.
Oh, hold on. We've been corrected on something. It wasn't a study. This was pupils invited by folks with a vested interest in the APPG on health, not the APPG on e-cigs. There's
Right.
a bit of an errata there. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know where to go from there, actually. But either way, the information's there for you, isn't it?
But I mean, the point is that it's not just in areas where there's low income and it's all over, everywhere. Kids will use a cigarette. I mean, I've said before, I started when I was 9 years old. I started heavily smoking when I was 12 years old, and I was brought. My dad was a doctor. I was well brought up, good family background, but I still did it. So it doesn't matter what the background is of the kid. The kids are going to do. They're going to smoke. They're going to try e-cigs. There's nothing to do about that.
That's what.
Exactly.
I mean, I've had kids as young as quite possibly 8, 9, entering into the shop, and it's like, come on, mate, doing about to and get out. I ain't serving you. However, that whole glamorous, cool and sexy, think of yourself as a teenage boy, Davey.
Yeah, those are the days. Oh boy, those are.
And you were hornier than a jackrabbit in heat.
I still am, man.
Wow. Too much information.
Too much information.
Thank
you.
Sorry. Take that to the grave. I've got this image of you, your head on a jackrabbit. Thanks.
Now you just took it to a whole new level, man.
Yeah, you set me up, I knock you down. So some other bullet points there. Ascot, I've done that one. Legislative ban on using e-cigarettes in enclosed spaces. Oh, aren't Wales doing that? And getting their arses handed to them, I believe. However, would require clear and scientific consensus that harm from second-hand e-cigarette emissions is likely. That's not the situation to date. So we don't consider a blanket ban is appropriate at this time. Now, I like that sentiment.
I like that. Yeah.
It seems sensible, doesn't it? It seems like there's a glimmer, a little bit of hope in there somewhere. That it's like, well, we don't know, but we understand that this is the consensus to date. Right? Understand that so far there has been no harmful aspects found in second-hand vaping. I hate that term with a passion, I always use the term the exhale. But I mean, especially in terms of beasts like this, you know, there's a lot of it. But if you look at the guy on the street who's using the Ego and like a C5 or something, there's next to nothing coming out of his mouth.
Well, there isn't, but I mean, you look at the studies that have been done on the vapor that is exhaled, right? Now, I remember reading one study that was done, and I can't for the life of me remember who actually did this study, but it said something like that you would have to be stuck in a cupboard with someone constantly vaping for 2 hours for your body to ingest the same amount of nicotine that you would get from one tomato. So
there's really a tomato, is there?
But this is, you know, this is the kind of stuff that's being shown and being looked at. And I mean, look at it like this. I've been vaping, as we've said earlier, I've been vaping 2.5 years now. And I use them in front of my kids, and I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any problem with it. In fact, they try to guess what flavour I'm using because they like the smell. Now, what would you rather them inhale? Tobacco smoke or the vapour from an e-cig?
Well, it's funny you say that. My middle daughter, on the flip side, doesn't like vape. She doesn't like smoke either, for that matter, but she doesn't like vape. Annie thinks it's hilarious. But then she is 9 months old and also thinks a dog chewing itself is hilarious. But anyway, to be fair, if you watch Ozzy trying to chew himself, it is quite funny. But Abby, my middle daughter, she's 8 this year, hates it. Absolutely hates it. You know, she's like, Daddy, don't do that next to me. So, you know, this, again, swings and roundabouts. Obviously, I do vape in front of my kids. I vape anywhere I can get away with it, to be frank. You know, when I first started, I was like, oh, well, damn well, please, you know, and big on me earlier.
But then you've got to look at the flip side of this as well, though. I mean, we say we vape in front of our kids. Are we actually being irresponsible? Okay.
Sorry,
I think you've answered my question. Jesus Christ. Andy. Steady, man. Breathe.
So I'm not going to vomit on this one. I've done it on shenanigans and our wife war. I'm not doing it here. We're more professional.
Oh, God.
It's moving his comment. 2 hours constant vaping equals 1 tomato. Does that count as one of my 5 a day? Yes. Yes, it does, because think
yes,
of all the glycerin. All that DG. Carry on.
No, but go back to before you nearly died on us. Are we actually being a little bit irresponsible by vaping in front of our kids because we don't know the long-term effects that the vapor might have, even though we think it's safe? You know,
bloody good question, actually. I mean, obviously, I work in the environment day in, day out, so I'm used to just being like, yeah, it's me and my e-cig, I'm a vape. And there's kids coming to the shop with their parents. And I'm like, wow, Daddy, that's cool, look at all that, it's the dragon.
Well, it's like when I went into one of the shops with Sophie and she saw the Cool Fire 2. She said, Daddy, it's a grenade, man. You got to get that one.
Yeah, see, I think that's irresponsible. Yeah. Hey, how do we design an e-cigarette? I know, let's make it look like a lethal weapon.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
I dropped the ball on that one, and again. Anyway, again, right, more stuff. We have so much information. Long-term effects are most likely to be absolutely benign. Let's hope so.
Well, I think we all agree on that because we feel the short-term effects are so good that the long-term effects are pretty likely to be non-existent, I would say.
If negligible. If negligible.
Compared to smoking tobacco, you know.
Oh, well, you know, orders of magnitude safer, just quote that one again. Let's round this one off now. Now, with this last comment that I spotted, I think you did as well, Dave. I can't remember if you did. Obviously, we talked about laxatives since. But the best way of ensuring e-cigarettes make a positive contribution to health and help take us towards a generation free from tobacco is to have a regulated market. We simply cannot trust commercial interests will do the right thing. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong. Every single vendor I bought from with the exception of one, which was the first ever vendor I bought from, and he was clearly selling under the counter cheap crap when I didn't know better. Have been doing that for years, especially with the demand as it is now. If we get anything less than top quality, even at the cheaper end of the market, frankly, everybody throws a hissy fit. It's on the internet within minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, mobile phones these days, someone goes in the shop, buys a product, tries it 10 minutes down the road, down the pub or whatever. Oh, this is a load of rubbish. Bam, it's across the internet. Right, and that, vendor is then called out as, well, you've been doing this, and then it gets sorted whatever way it goes from there. Now, of course, you could put that on the flip side and say, well, yes, we do need regulation, because commercial interests are obviously only interested in... Excuse me, I'm not pulling my pants out of my bottom. The contents of that. That's what business is about. Yeah. Let's face it. It's about the Monet, the Dora, the Monduli, the Buck. But
it's also about responsible business, isn't it?
Yes. I think the industry on the whole is very, very responsible. Now, we've got some final bits here. PG and VG vapor has been breathed in for so long by so many, and nobody has died. Over 80% of e-cig users do not use the internet. That's an interesting thought. I would have thought it would have been the other way round. But then, of course, I'm Mother Dawson at the road and Father Jack and that. I mean, I had quite an ancient customer today, and a priest.
Well, no, because that's a good point, though. I mean, you think about how many people are reported to be using e-cigs nowadays, and how many people are actually part of the community on the internet. And so there is a massive, massive difference if those numbers are to be believed.
Well, the official number, I believe, was 2.1 million, right?
I believe that's the last one that was quoted, yeah.
Right. Yeah, 2.1 million vapors and no more than 50,000 forum members. Well, active ones at least, anyway. And of course, I can relate to that in a slight way with running the FB group. We've got over 1,700 members, but roughly 40, 50, 60 of them post regularly.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, I'm part of the PTTV team, but I don't post regularly on the internet. I don't use Twitter that much. I don't go on Facebook that much. But I'm still a member of the community, and I want to help out as much as I can. I don't even use the forums, UKV or all the other ones that are out there.
Forum in over a year.
Yeah, see, because the reason being is because when I first started vaping, I joined a certain Facebook page, and there were so many bitchy comments that kept coming out. And I just thought, I can't be done with this. I'd rather just... Yeah, but I'd rather just do what me and you did, where we found our way and we discussed it with each other, and that's how we got along with it. Yeah. And I'd much rather do it that way than join a forum, which is what I think a lot of people, if they log into a forum or a Facebook group and they see some of the comments that come on, it puts them off. They don't want to join.
And it can be very overwhelming, as has just been said in there. My FB is just full of vaping groups, and it hurts my head. Overload of information. Right, guys, we'll leave that ash one there. We'll leave it in the air. We'll come back to it if needs be. Make your own choice on it. I personally think it's full of hypocritisms. But watch this next lot of adverts. Pay special attention. There will be questions. Roll the
watch it closely, guys.
Special VG. Go.
LP Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
RY4 Radio.
What's in this e-cig cloud? Harmless water vapour, right? Pretty much, yes. Compared to a lit cigarette, it's much safer than smoke. But it contains nicotine, and nicotine on its own isn't toxic and doesn't cause cancer. If you're worried about switching to vapour, here are some facts. No tar, no smoke, no burnt tobacco. Cooking your evening meal produces more toxins than are found in exhaled vapour. Tobacco smoke contains toxins at very high levels, and vapour does not. And that vapour contains 6,000 times less carcinogens than cigarette smoke. Electronic cigarette vapour. There's nothing to be frightened of. The only dangerous electronic cigarette is a banned one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, were you paying attention on the questions? Did you recognise a certain person's voice?
That was absolutely brilliant.
What
a response, eh? What a response to that stupid advert that went out.
You know, it's just, I thought it was, well, when Andy brought up the idea, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Then I saw that yesterday, and I was like, damn, that's cool. Hang on, could you...
Well, I saw it literally for the first time just before the show, wasn't it? And as soon as I saw it, I just thought it's just a fantastic response because it gives the information out. It tells everything that we already know about it, but it just puts it right there and it says, "You shut up."
I think we need to ring up somebody and ask them and go, that needs to be put out. You know, our little response. Because, what's his face, Standing Glance, the failed aeronautical engineer. Can you imagine if he didn't get into health? That man could be building airplanes. So then I was thinking.
Yeah. That's a scary thought, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he frightens me just by looking at him, to be fair. But as a response, as it goes, some are loving it, and some apparently are not loving it. The concept is behind this. If you'd watched the Haze Hour last week, our dear Mr. Dawn played out that certain video, which has been either sponsored by or made on behalf of Stanton Glance, which is what's in an e-cig cloud? There's lead, formaldehyde, and frankly, airborne death. Which pretty much explains the entire thing, and it's, you know, and of course you've got the Kerbit thing, which, if you ask me, reminds me of a Muppet.
Yeah, that got taken over though, didn't it? By
yeah, well, the EC community did pretty much run with that and absolutely run it into the ground. Got a comment here by Zero Vapes. Hey guys, would have signed in earlier, but I was locked in a cover letter for a job application. Nice response to the half-baked Alaska.
Yep.
I read that one, actually, I thought it was a negative comment, but it actually turns out it's a positive one. But no, yeah, that whole Alaskan advert, and it is being played, I believe, daily. I will be corrected if I'm wrong. It's frightening that guys like Glance get this attention.
It is, yeah. It's very scary because they don't obviously know what they're talking about. They don't listen to reason. They're not willing to listen to reason. They won't listen to experts who are actually doing the studies that need to be done on e-cigarettes. They completely shut themselves off and distance themselves from e-cig users. Whereas what they should be doing is looking at it from a public health point of view. Some comments have just come in actually talking about that, Davey, and top one, I actually must say I agree with. I'm not convinced it's a accurate concept, but it suggests it really is water vapour, and we've been battling that misinformation for years. And Jack Hughes, I'm not going to say that bit in the middle because I can't, says no, at no point does it say it's water vapour, it says pretty much. Good point, all very valid, but it is just a response. And a bit tongue-in-cheek as well. Let's face it, we all know Andy's that's the point, isn't it? I mean, he's basically pointing out the failures of the advert that went out in Alaska. It's not. I don't think it's intended to actually be aired. It's just basically saying from an e-cig user's point of view that this is what we see, not what you see.
It is
because what you see and what you've put on your advert, which has gone public, is completely false.
I believe this is going out with the SWOF stuff tonight after the show.
Fantastic.
So it is going to be made publicly available, at least anyway. Moonlit doesn't unless you think it does. That's the trick. Oh, Neil Roth. No, Moonlit, it doesn't unless you think it does. So I presume that was Moonlit. He said I'm not convinced it's accurate. Guys. Water vapor. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. I was referring back to the water vapor comment there. I gotta say, I do love that little thing. It was put together literally within the last 24 hours. If you've got suggestions for refinement, give it to us, guys. This is your platform as much as it is ours.
Yeah, exactly.
We love the comments that you, negative or positive. We do take them all on board. It's the concept of ants using half-truths. Well, I'd like to correct that one. The concept is pointing out the ant lies. Because I'm sorry, I refuse to believe that there's lead in this.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, Andy. Unfortunately, I hate agreeing with you so much.
It's okay. I still think you're a douche.
And you're
yes. Yeah. Anyway, blah 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 blah. In one e-cig vapor, one. No more than that. Okay, which one was that? That was interesting. There's some brilliant comments coming actually. There's water vapor and everything. There was water vapor and what gets blown out from burning cigs.
There's been lead found in one e-cig vapor. One. No more than that.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Learn something new every day. One. Out of how many?
Thousands?
Hundreds of thousands?
I won't get that far.
Couple of thousand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Ants are then pushing that as an absolute fact for all these things. Well, of course, if it's been found in one, it's in all of them. They're all made by the same manufacturer, which is, of course, tobacco industry. And
that is the whole point of this kind of parody on that advert, isn't it? Just to say, well, hang on a minute, you haven't mentioned any facts. This is what we have.
Well, I'd like to say, if we are employed by the tobacco industry, where's our bloody paycheck?
Yeah, too right.
I mean, I've got a more comfortable wage, but I'd like a bit of that money, please. Thank you very much. Come on, if you so-called employers. So the new video does exactly what they do, parodying what the ants do. Oh my god, this is moving now. Interesting, looking around my living room for almost 3 years. I've vaped in the room. The woodwork is still as white as the day it was painted. I'm pretty much satisfied with the exhaled vapor just because of that. Right, should we do the roundup and leave it at that?
So I'm just catching up here because this is flying by.
It is, it's going mental, isn't it? Every time a smoker turns into an e-cig, An angel gets its wings. Nice one, cat. Right, let's do the roundup and leave it there, shall we? Obviously, that's a big kettle of fish going on. And we're being gesticulated at because it is 5-2. Right, obviously tonight it's us. After us will be Reggie on ry4radio.com, probably till around about midnight. Tomorrow night is, of course, Marco and Gary with Vapor Seed and MFT, I believe it is. I always get it confused with something.
It is MFT because I have words that I put to MFT, so I know it's MFT.
Okay. Wednesday we have the Cave, Matt Garish, and obviously after that, I forgot Tuesday's DJ, which is nobody at the moment, I don't think. Wednesday we have the Cave of Matt Garish, and after that we will be having Nicky and the Juicy Bits on our rifle. Thursday is, of course, the flagship show. Dave Dawn himself with Top Pocket Keith, the Haze Hour, followed by DJ Bobo and the Tugalit Zone. Yay! Yes, we can see you, Daz. Nobody else can, thankfully. Friday, of course, no show from here at VaporCharles.tv, but there will be a radio show. Always in body form. Oh my god, guys, come on. Saturday, obviously, shenanigans on MrDesvapor.co.uk, hotly followed by the Saturday set. Whereas Sunday, Dave Kits and Tackle Box, hotly followed by me again. Can't get rid of me. I'm like a cockroach. Don't answer that, Malik. And that brings us back around to Monday with drips and tips on VaporTrails.tv. Thank you very much. Have we got anything to add to round this off whilst they're talking about sanitary towels in our personal chat? They worry about us.
I know, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, honestly, guys watching this, if you could see what they're putting in our chat, you would be horrified.
Horrified? I think I've stepped into the Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. You know, I got this image now of Dave Dawn going, there are, of course, other female sanitary products available. Always. And forever. Right. I have been Andy the Fury Abrick, known by many other angry names. The happiest angry man in the world.
Also known as a cockwomble.
Cockmongler. Idiot. Numpty. No, that's you.
That's me, yeah.
I can't believe it. I still watch that intro of ours and you falling over. I'm like, oh, God, we've damaged him again. This is, of course, been my...
You honestly thought I busted my shoulder again, didn't you?
I was like this going, please don't let me call an ambulance, please don't let me call an ambulance. Oh, he's okay, thank God for that. This is, of course, my partner in crime, my dear, dear friend, who's a complete idiot. And I hate him and love him all at the same time. He's like Marmite. David Marmite.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. Been a pleasure.
We've actually finished early. Wow. Should we whiffle or shall we just carry on and close the show?
I don't know.
Let's close the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to Drips and Tips. Take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, as Mr. Dawn is wont to say, don't let the buggers round you out. Good night, everybody. Roll take.
Good night, folks. Thanks.